All right, folks, and welcome back to the final game of this shortened Indie Showcase Saturday, powered by The Shed. And thank you for the host there, Adam, while I was away. Appreciate that. So yeah, this is we played three very different games today, and as we said, they're all on console. This is the last one that we're going to be playing here, again on console. This is Devil Engine, which is awesome. Only time I've ever liked... Oh, yeah, it's a few times in Binding... Oh, I didn't know Binding of Isaac ever became a shmup. That's interesting. I never got that far in it. So, yeah, this is Devil Engine that we are going to be taking a look at. Devil Engine! Indeed. So this is from Protoculture Games, and it's published by Dangen Entertainment. And... I mean, I don't know why. I'm terrible at shmups. I have always been, but they're one of those genres that I remembered very fondly as a kid, and I have a crippling shmup addiction on PC. I have a ridiculous number of these, and I'm terrible at them, but I still really enjoy them. And so this is out on the PC. It's a little expensive. It's $20 US or $22.80 Canadian. There is a free demo, which I will give them credit for. You don't see that very often anymore. So there is a free demo for this that you can try out if you want to understand it for yourself. We are going to be playing this on the Switch. I requested a PC code, and they gave me a Switch code for some reason, but that's fine. This is, as you can see, a bit of a lo-fi game, so it runs perfectly fine on the Switch. I have played about an hour of this on there. So it plays... The reason I was interested in this one is it plays a lot like the shmups that you used to get, and this is going to be very specific, on things like the TurboGrafx CD. So it's 8 16-bit style graphics, but it has a CD quality soundtrack. So that's where things like the TurboGrafx CD came in, or the Sega CD for that matter, something like that. CD quality sound and soundtrack, pixel art graphics, and it is stupidly hard. A lot of these shmups back in the day were extremely hard because they were frankly extremely short. And that is how they made them seem longer than they were, was that they were very, very hard. I mean, most games of this era were 8 and 16-bit games. A lot of them were very short games that were just stupidly difficult. So this genre, Adam, is frequently called shoot 'em up. And in the community, if you will, for this stuff, of which there is still a very active one to these days, they call them shmups. I just like the word. I think it's a fun word to say. So I like it. So yeah, we're going to be playing this on the Nintendo Switch. I believe it's the same price there, but if you do want to try this out for yourself, there is a free demo on the PC. So kudos to them for doing that. You don't see that very often. So, all right. So we're going to switch over here, and I will project this source over. There we go. So, okay, and I am going to actually close the software here so you guys can see the intro. This has a very interesting, a very cool intro that is, again, very reminiscent of the era of shmups we're talking about. Now, I don't know how far I'm going to get in this. I have beaten the first boss in this game once, and I had to use all my continues to do it. This game will beat the crap out of you, but again, reminiscent of the time. So, all right, so I'll show this off to you guys here. Very good game to have in a portable form, though, so the Switch is a good place to pick this up. It is also coming to the PlayStation 4, but it is not out there yet. Also, this game looks Japanese as heck based on the name of the developer and the imagery and stuff you're going to see, but I believe Protoculture is an American developer. I may be wrong about that, but I think they are. So, I think they just really wear their Japanese influences on their sleeve, which I think is cool. I like that. One of my favorite small developers is Shinen Multimedia, which is a company from Germany that makes games that look like they came out of Japan, and they do an exceptional job of it. This intro is so TurboGrafx CD. Like, listen to this 90s music. So good. There isn't really a story to this. Some of these games, especially modern shmups, try to put a story in them. This just looks like you were a ship that managed to escape your carrier getting blown up. I haven't been paintballing in like 20 years, but I always enjoyed it, even though it hurts like a son of a gun. So yeah, so you've got just the base game. There's also a challenge mode. Oh, did he? Oh boy. So, yeah, the challenge mode is a separate thing where you have these special missions with, well, challenges. I have tried this one like 10 times, which is don't let a single enemy escape. It sucks. Oh, I disagree, Sim. Places I've been before, I've been shot from like 100 feet away and it still stung. Well, I can't read my own Discord when I'm streaming. So... all right, so there is the base arcade mode. I don't know what that other mode is. I could say yes, it does. So there is very easy kids mode or very hard welcome to the crazy time. Don't let anything fool you. Very easy is not very easy. I believe this is the mode where I had to use all my continues to beat the first mission. So, so the other thing, so this also does have online leaderboards, or actually, is it online? Actually, I'm not sure if it is online. Actually, I take it back. I don't think it is online. And then you've got a stat screen, which is kind of nice. So, I will say that this has some pretty interesting mechanics in it, though, as a shmup. So you see there's shoot, bomb, burst, and speed. Also, it allows you to play it either with the face buttons or the trigger. So I'm using a Pro controller, but you can do this with the standard Switch controller too, obviously. So the interesting thing is, so you can shoot, you know, you got your normal shoot your gun, right? You can do a bomb. Now, this is not really a bomb, but in shmups, the idea is that bombs you have a limited number of per level, but they're a high-end attack you use to get yourself out of a tough situation when you have a lot of enemies on screen or you're fighting a boss or something like that. And then what you can also do is you can toggle your speed between 3 different speeds, so how far you're moving. And then in addition to that, you have an option where you can absorb the bullets around you in the game. So if enemies are shooting at you, you can absorb the bullets that they're shooting at you to basically remove them from the playfield before they hit you. But you see in the upper left there, you have a score multiplier. That multiplier resets if you use that. So you see, that was what I used there. So watch. See, I press that button, and the bullets that are near to me disappear. So it saves me from getting blown up, but the score resets. And half the thing with shmups is that it's not just about completing the game, it's about getting the highest score you can. They're score attack games, which is one of the reasons I like them, because I love score attack stuff. So if you... It's a risk-reward thing. It's, do you want to risk a very difficult situation in order to get that high score? Like, do you want to be greedy, or do you want to play it safe so that you can get through to the end? So as you can see, it's a rather tricky situation. So here's a mid-boss. And so there's also multiple schools of how shmups level design typically works, which is a lot of them, the games, the levels are either fairly short, and you just have a big boss at the end, or the levels are longer and have mid-bosses. This game is the latter. There's multiple mid-bosses in a level, and they're not pushovers. The final bosses actually get completely insane. But one of the other interesting things that this does is you see there under lives and bombs, there's those little meters. So, yeah, so you see here I already died. So, under those little meters, or under the bosses, are little meters that indicate when you will get an extra life, or when you get another bomb. And you get those by destroying the bombs you get by destroying enemies, And I believe the extra lives are from, the extra lives, I think, are from score. So, not just destroying a quantity of enemies, but by scoring high. In other words, if you get your, Lady in the Bathroom for Parodius, I think I know what you mean. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing that I like about the mechanic too. So you'll get more bombs by just wrecking fools. You want to get extra lives, you got to keep that combo up. So in other words, you've got to not use the key that makes the enemy bullets disappear, or you're going to get extra lives much, much slower. So it's two different concepts you're balancing at the same time. It's the, you know, killing a lot of enemies in quantity, but also using things in a very strategic fashion so that you can get the, so that you're scoring high as well. There's a lot more to balance in this game from a mechanics perspective than a lot of shmups of the era had. A lot of shmups from back in the day were really just about, you had your bullets, you had your bombs, and that was kind of it. You know, so this is the final boss. So you can see here, he kicks debris off at you that you got to avoid. That you can't destroy, you've got to avoid it. And then you've got to hit him in his big green eyeball here. And you see he's doing all these other various different things on you. So this gets really complicated really fast. And he has that thing. So, and as you've seen there as well, there's 3 different weapons that will occasionally drop that you can pick up. One is the laser, one is the sort of standard spread gun, and the other one is the homing sort of green ball type thing. So there's level 1. My rank was absolute ass, and you see we earned a bomb, and I think we earned another extra life there. Again, so Neon Metropolis, 90s shmups up the wazoo. This soundtrack, this level look, this was what these crazy Japanese shmups from like the Sega CD and TurboGrafx CD era were like. Like just utterly insane. Like this crazy fake saxophone and like it's just ridiculous. So obviously, not unlike the last game we played, this is very much for a certain type of player. You not only gotta like shmups, you gotta like rock hard shmups that are very reminiscent of a certain time period in the early 90s. And a certain type of presentation that was very indicative of 90s, a certain era of 90s consoles. Right? Like, a very niche type of nostalgia this is going for, I would say. This is a bad game to introduce yourself to the shmup genre in, because you will go, oh my god, if they're all this hard, I don't want anything to do with this. This game is extremely difficult compared to even a lot of other ones. So you see, I ran out of continues. That was on the easy mode. It might have a naked woman for a boss, I have no idea. So yeah. Also guys, once again, I'm sorry if you're seeing frame stutter here. That is not the game, that is the capture device. There's something still wrong with it, so I'm gonna replace it at some point, I think. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. But unlocked filter handheld port? I don't even know what that is. That's it. Those are graphical options that you can apply. UI options. I don't know what. So you see, this has like a crazy number of options in it, like for stuff that you'd be like, who even cares? you can do stuff like this to try to help you out. So you see, you can even change the speed that your ship moves at out of the gate, rather than change it to what you want by default. You can turn on a visible hitbox, which is something I actually have never seen. An outline around the ship. Background dims the background for visibility. May help with visibility and hinder appreciating the art. So, you know, funny stuff like that. I don't know what this is because it's locked. You can change the menu colors. You can change the dead zone. You can rebind the controls. You can rebind the controls in this. Okay, I didn't think you could, which is neat. And then there's extra, which is bullet style. I don't actually know what this is. Bullet style, slow strobe, or rainbow. Oh yeah, filters, scan lines. Oh my God, handheld port. That, I don't know what handheld they're thinking of. The Atari Lynx, maybe. Okay, so there is, oh yeah, and so this is the actual tutorial mode that, rather than just explain the buttons, actually tells you a little bit that you need to, a little bit about how things work. So you see here, press X to change speed, hold B to fire. Shots can be powered up by collecting power-ups from fallen enemies. So when you pick up these weapons, you're not only changing the weapon, but you can level up the weapon so that the weapon gets more powerful. Now, I don't know if that stacks based on how many of these you pick up, or if it's that you have to pick up the same one multiple times. So in other words, like, I only get a better laser if I pick up a laser multiple times in a row or not. So defeating enemies will increase the combo multiplier. Score is multiplied by the current combo. Lives are gained every 50,000 points. So again, yeah, so burst is the bullet absorption mechanic. So you see there. So you will get a bigger burst and be able to absorb more bullets if your combo is higher. But again, you lose your combo, or at least some of it, by utilizing it. So having a high combo is good because you'll score faster, which means you'll get extra lives faster, but it can also really pull you out of a jam, but you'll lose it. So I really like that risk-reward mechanic. I really like how it gives you really multiple ways in which to utilize that. Do you want to go for score, or do you want to go for, you know, to save your backside? If you want to get to the end of the game, you probably want to go for, you probably don't want to care about score and just go for keeping the combo maximized so that you can absorb bullet waves. If you want to go for score, obviously you want to do it the other way. You know, these are games that obviously you don't generally one and done. You want to finish the game, and then games like this are meant to be played multiple times over to try to better your score. Now, the one thing I really wish this did have was online leaderboards. Given what a crazy focus on score mechanics it has, it's kind of both perplexing and a bummer that this doesn't have online leaderboard functionality. Maybe it does on the PC version because Steamworks has leaderboard functionality built in, but on the Switch it does not. And that's kind of a bummer. I really wish it had that, because in-depth score mechanics are awesome, but it doesn't seem as interesting to me to do that just to compete with yourself, right? Or, you know, maybe your roommate who has access to your Switch or something. I don't know, that doesn't seem as interesting to me. Okay, so using burst doesn't actually take down your combo entirely, it just reduces it. So that's kind of cool. I definitely entered this fight with a better gun, I think. I did much better that time. So yeah, I have been impressed with this because it is a surprisingly mechanically deep game. There's a lot of systems here, especially when it comes to scoring and like how you get extra lives and extra bombs. I think that's really cool. In most shmups that have like that bomb mechanic, the way you usually get more bombs is by dying, basically. You get, usually it's 3 bombs, and your bombs reset when you die, and that's kind of it. In some games, enemies will drop them at random, which is all good and all, and that's perfectly fine. But I like this one where it's like, hey, if you want more bombs, you got to kill more guys. You know, you want extra lives? Well, that's tied to how much you can score, so you better get that multiplier up. It's a really nice balance and a really nice push-pull that sort of causes you to really rethink your strategy for different kinds of playthroughs. I think it's very well made in that regard. And I think the production values are great. I absolutely love this art. Again, something that could have come off like the TurboGrafx CD, the Sega CD, or even on something like the Amiga or the Atari ST, home computers like that. The soundtrack is perfect Japanese 90s bombastic. It's energetic, it's nuts, it's ridiculous in the case of like that, you know, that fake saxophone for the second level. It's ridiculous. But that's what I want out of something like this, you know. Also, yeah, random gun turrets that spawn out of the ceiling because screw you. We're definitely doing much better on this run, I will say that. Starting my ship at slow speed definitely makes the most sense. Fast speed is really not easy in this. I definitely don't like this whole thing of like the crap that he throws at you when he smashes the floor, because that stuff is really hard to dodge, and most of it you can't destroy. Oh god. And yeah, see, burst doesn't even work against that because they're not bullets, they're physical objects that are being thrown at you. Oh, come on, I got you, I got you, I got you. Oh my god, die already! Wow, I'm doing much better on this run. I don't know why with shmups, I always seem to do better when I'm actually playing in front of people, which is the opposite of what you think would happen. There we go. So you see that as well, of course, in most shmup fashions when you continue your score resets, but it increments your score by the number of enemies that you have killed, or the number of times, not the number of enemies you killed, the number of times you continued. So you saw there that when I continued, my score was 1. That's a neat little indicator mechanic that was, I forget what game invented that, but the idea is that if you finish the game, it will show you using that N number how many times you continued. So you have an idea whether or not somebody... So a term that's used with shmups in arcade games is something called 1CCing, which basically means 1 credit clear. So that means beating the game without continuing. So if you have a 0 on the end of your score, then it means you know, that score was achieved in 1 credit. Which in terms of bragging rights and competitive scoring and such is a positive. So sort of get the idea here. But yeah, I'm enjoying this game a lot. It is, you know, it says right in the tutorial, perseverance is key, never give up. And that's because this game is a bastard. It is really, really hard. It is designed to be really, really hard. It does not hold your hand. It expects you to get good and to play it a lot. Hey, Rez, thanks for the host, buddy. This game expects you to get good. And, you know, it does not pull any punches. But, like other games of this nature, if you take the time to get good, it can be incredibly rewarding. And very, very satisfying when you get your way past that boss that has been absolutely beating the crap out of you. There doesn't appear, at least, maybe there is once you beat the game, but there is no stage select, as far as I can tell. So you can't go back to a specific, well, this is the last game, Rez, so we won't be, we'll be wrapping pretty soon. I'm doing a shorter one today, but, so don't worry about it, man. Yeah, I have a dinner thing tonight, so we're only doing 3 games today instead of 5. Also, my console capture device is kind of melting, so I don't know how much longer it's going to hold out. I think it's dying. So, but yeah, so that's the thing is again, this game is for a very particular type of player, someone who really likes a challenge, someone who is willing to make iterative progress and play a game that will, you know, kick the crap out of you repeatedly, but will make you feel extremely accomplished and rewarded when you get when you best its challenges. And obviously you got to be into this presentation style, which, as a kid who grew up in the era in which this game is trying to emulate, I think is just fantastic. If this was in fact made by an American team, they did an exceptional job at emulating the... Whoa! That's a cool fire effect. These guys did an exceptional job at emulating the type of game that they're modeling in this, in my opinion. You know what? I'm just going to spam this fool with bombs. I ain't even care. What? I actually earned so many bombs there that I kind of did really well at it. Also, I have never, by the way, achieved better than E rank. If you're playing easy mode, I think you actually can't achieve better than E rank. I don't think it'll let you. So this is the furthest I've ever gotten in this game. I have never gotten to stage 3. So that's cool. What is that? That is clearly the boss. So, and he shoots crap at you from the background. So, okay. So there's another nice little mechanic they just introduced. I hit the button at the wrong time there. So, as you can see, this gets positively cuckoo bananas very, very quick. Nice loop. That's pretty excellent. Wow! Milking bosses for score is totally lame. So, yeah. I'm enjoying this a lot. I probably would have bought this game if I hadn't gotten code for it. Truth be told, I'm probably going to buy it again on the PC. Having it on the Switch is great, because having it in that portable form is mighty excellent. I'm going to check the Steam page after and see if this game does have... Oh, good lord. And see if this game does have online leaderboards on the PC. I don't know if it does. You know, if you're not sure about shmups, or if you're not sure if one that plays the way this one does is up your alley, give it a try. There is a free demo on PC. I'm gonna guess there's probably a demo on the Switch as well. If there isn't, I hope they get that done very soon. And this is eventually coming to the PlayStation 4. Apparently a PS4 version is in the works. So you should see it there eventually as well. That it's not coming to the Xbox kind of indicates to me that this dev may actually be Japanese, because Japanese developers tend to generally ignore the Xbox because the Xbox is pretty much a non-factor in Japan. So that may be the case. But yeah, I've been enjoying this a lot. As a hardcore shmup fan, I think this is an excellent one of those. I have other shmups on the PC that are definitely not as good as this one, that I still enjoy having bought and that I still play sometimes. I think they did a really good job, and we have seen a little bit of a resurgence in shmups in the last few years. There's a lot of independently made ones from Japan that are coming out now, and just more people are interested in making them. This genre, which was largely dead for quite some time, is kind of getting a little boost again, which I'm very happy about. You know, there are a ton of great entries in this genre from the past, but in the modern, it's nice to see a bunch of new ones getting made. Also, this is redonk. Okay, wow. That's pretty funny. Oh, man. So, yeah, there we go, guys. I'll show you guys very quickly the... also, it keeps account of your lifetime score, which I think is kind of neat. You don't see that very often. So, what I will show you guys here is bullet color pink sweets, okay? I will show you the challenge mode. I have only beaten, well, I have not beaten any of these. I can't get through this one. So these are just little mini scenarios that are very short, but are exceptionally difficult. And that's the whole point, is get through it. Did that say reading from CD? So you see this one here, it says, don't let a single one escape. It's exactly what it says. It's, don't let a single enemy get off the screen. And you see that happened. There it is. Oh, please insert disc 2. That's just a joke. Okay, that's just it joking about that. So yeah, so you see how difficult this is. Little tiny challenges that are absolutely brutally insane. But again, you know, you pull it off, super satisfying. Nope. God, yeah, 6 CDs, eh? That's right. I do remember that. And yeah, so you've got the stats here, which I think is pretty cool, including your lifetime score. You have leaderboards, which are unfortunately local only, which is a real bummer. I really wish we had that. But a lot of options and functionality here. You know, like I said, you can even change what the bullets look like, things like that. Very, very cool. I would say easy to learn, hard to master. I would not call this easy to learn. There's a lot of different mechanics you have to bounce around and sort of manage at once, to be sure. And it's a very good. It's very, very good, but it's very, very hard. And it's probably not super long either, so you've definitely got to have an appreciation for shmups and an appreciation for really difficult games. But if you do, this is a really good option. I love the presentation, I love the look, I love the sound, I love how it, I do love how it plays. The mechanics and the way they're balanced in this is not really been done elsewhere in this way, not in this combination of things. And I think the scoring system for it is really good. The combo system is very good. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot more than meets the eye with this game. But if you're unsure, go check it out for yourself. There is a demo on Steam, and I'm going to guess probably on the Switch eShop as well. So it is well worth checking out in my humble opinion. Again, if you are into shmups, as I very much am, I am super happy that I got a copy of this, and I'm going to be playing a lot more of it for sure. So that's Devil Engine, developed by Protoculture Games and published by Dangen Entertainment. It's $20 US, $22.80 Canadian, at least on Steam. There is a soundtrack available on Steam as well, which is pretty cool. And it is on the Switch. It is coming to the PlayStation 4 as well. So, yeah, the interesting, very interesting shmup one I quite enjoy. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you are watching this on YouTube, please do the usual like, subscribe, comment, and share. That does help the videos get noticed by more and more people, so I do appreciate it. And yeah, that is the last game of this 3-game shortened stretch of Indie Showcase Saturday. 3 different games, all very different, all on console. The first one and the last one I quite enjoy. The second one, that's going to be up to you to decide if that one's really your jam or not. But very cool stuff. I do have some other games to do, so we will hopefully do, probably in 2 weeks, another Indie Showcase Saturday. I will be away at PAX East next week, shilling the shed like crazy to a whole bunch of developers. I can't wait to do that. So yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody then in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Thank you to those of you who hung out and watched on Twitch, Mixer, and DLive. And once again, if you are an indie dev, the shed wants to work with you to help promote your games and help grow our variety creators at the same time. So look me up on Twitter. You can hit me up there for info on that. And if you are going to be at PAX East next week, expect to see me probably with this thing on. So look for the logo and you'll know that I want to talk to you. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time. And yeah, we'll be back showcasing some more awesome indie games powered by the shed. Take care, guys.